March the 18th, 2021. Guys, you're looking at the National Weather Service. It is 11:51 a.m. Central Time. Much cooler day today. We're starting to get some breaks of sun in between the clouds now as everything's moving east. We got a lot of wind across the nation, both coasts. In the purple, guys, these are gale warnings. Along the Florida coast and the Gulf Coast here, you've got gale warnings, small craft warnings. Now, right here in North Florida, this is a special marine warning. It's like a thunderstorm warning, but it's offshore. It's in the water. Now, the yellow area is just as we've been talking about for the last 2 or 3 days. Now, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina is in a tornado watch. We got a lot of friends and listeners in all of these areas. So, guys, yesterday there were 20 tornadoes in Alabama. There were some videos that came in, you can't show here, they're copyrighted, of some of the storms in the afternoon when it was still daylight, some drone images. And if you can find the one, if I can go back and find it, there's one where a tornado goes over the Alabama River, and you can see a couple ships parked there, and it's an amazing drone footage. It just shows you the strength and the size of these storms. It's important to be prepared. A lot of people got hurt last night, and we hope for the best and pray for the best for these folks. So it's going to be a repeat today. For instance, here we're in the 50s in central Mississippi. We've been in the 70s. But this area of Florida this morning, even in Pensacola, guys, was 68 degrees. So as this dip in the Arctic vortex, which we're going to look at on satellite images, as it dips further into the Gulf region, it's going to mix with this warm air, and that's exactly what you're going to see in these yellow areas. Now, just keep an eye going back along the panhandle of Florida towards Mobile, guys. Just keep an eye on that area. You got gale warnings offshore because, again, it's still warm. So just be prepared. But here's the main area, getting the North Florida section of the northeast section of the panhandle, the southeastern section of Georgia, southeastern section of South Carolina. And this could include North Carolina before the day's over. We'll just watch as it moves across. Now here, we're starting to get, again, an opening because of the cold air. And it's a big difference. If you go out and you hit this north wind right now, you'll probably go back in and get your jacket if you don't already have it on. And that's what we're dealing with. It is still March, and our shields are weak, so the vortex is affected by that. And we're having a pretty strong dip right now. Let's look at the satellite imaging. And taking a look at the North American continent, on the west coast, you can see moisture moving in from the Pacific Ocean. It's been that same pattern all year. And again, the higher clouds of moisture is indicated in the blue. Here in central Mississippi, for example, guys, we're starting to get into this section of clear air. You see that right there? And we're starting to see some sun, and that's going to help warm it up. But this dip that you're seeing, the part of the vortex right there, is going to linger with us for tomorrow. It's going to be a little cooler here where I'm at than it is today. So just keep that in mind. In the 40s at night, nothing freezing or anything like that. Definitely remind you that old man winter still has somewhat of a grip. Now, you guys in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, this is what you're going to be dealing with. And again, go to AccuWeather and some of the sites, type in 20 tornadoes in Alabama, and look at some of the damage done. You know, cars and boats flipped and wrapped around trees. Very powerful winds it takes to do that. And the straight line winds are really nothing to play with as far as if you got big tall pines like we do here, you got to really keep an eye on that. But I think our main area of concern today is right here, guys. Coming out of the Gulf, this warm air, we're seeing it. It was pushing into Mississippi yesterday, is now being handled by the dip that you see here. Now, zooming in on this area, the southeast, you can see a little better what's going on and where the problems are going to lie today. Now, it is moving fast, And in a sense, that's a good thing to get on out of here. But you can see where this upper level clouds in blue match the yellow on the National Weather Service map as far as tornado watches. Right there, you're seeing it now. You're looking at COD radar, and that, our satellite, and that is one of the links on bpearthwatch.com. Just go down below the National Weather Service, and you'll see COD, and that is what we're looking at now. And if you look here, north of Mississippi up into the Tennessee area, north of there, north of Arkansas, is that low pressure that was giving the blizzard problems in Texas yesterday. And so keep an eye on that. Again, it's cool here, so I know it's much cooler where you guys are at. So guys, get your weather radios on, make sure your batteries are good in there, tuned in well, all the precautions you need to take. We're watching it, so you guys sure need to watch it. It's a heads up, be safe.